setup looks different because I'm at work, but my internet died at work, so I can't do anything. So since I can't do anything, we're going to go ahead and do my mommy tag that I was supposed to do. I didn't have time, guys. I didn't have time. Because while I was on vacation, I was doing a lot of other things. And so we're going to go ahead and get it out the way now. I've got the little questions on my iPad, so I can go ahead and get that together since I don't have any internet to do any work. And I'm kind of still on lunch break too. So we're just going to go ahead and get this out the way real quick while my break is going on. The first question, well, first of all, this tag comes from the Real Women of YouTube Facebook group. Basically, if you're a woman, you're on YouTube and you need just some inspiration, you need some help, you need anything just to vent, there's a group and there's a couple group chats that are actually involved in this. So this actually came from one of the group chats. So it says, how many kids do I have? And this is one thing that I feel like it's hard for me to explain, but it really shouldn't be so hard to explain because there's certain verbiage and wording that I don't like. But I have one biological child, my little bug, that's what I call her. She's my little buggy. And I have two sons in love. I really don't like the term stepchild, stepkid, just stepmom, all of that. So I have two bonus in love sons. So, and they're amazing. All three of them look alike. My bio and my in-laws, they all look alike. They look like triplets. And I'm just the outside of the group. They all look like their dad. So, but they are wonderful kids. And they're wonderful. I love them so much, you guys. They have me dying laughing when all of us are together. Like, we just die. Oh my gosh, they're hilarious. They're hilarious people. When I had my daughter, I was 29. I was 2 weeks away from my 30th birthday. Why did I wait so long? I felt like I wasn't ready before. I was in college and then I was working and I wanted to travel and I wanted to party and I was selfish. So I waited and I did the proper procedures. I took birth control. I stayed up for my doctor's appointments, all of that. Because I wanted to wait until I was ready, even though you're never ready. Even when I was ready, I wasn't ready because a lot of things happened in the process of my pregnancy, not with my pregnancy and my daughter, just employment changes and all this. Am I done having kids? I go back and forth about this all the time. Right now, I'm kind of sitting in the way of, okay, I think maybe I want another one. And then some days my daughter will do something and I'll be like, nah. But I love her. What is one surprising thing you have learned with each pregnancy or each child? With my daughter, I truly learned that every pregnancy is different. I had heard everybody's horror stories, traumatic stories, all of this. So I was expecting all this sickness, all this, that, and the other. When I tell you I had the most best and beautiful pregnancies ever. I only gained like 25 pounds. I only had morning sickness for like 2 weeks. The worst part of my pregnancy was I had heartburn. And of course my daughter came out with head full of hair. So heartburn was the worst of it. Of course I expected the no sleep and all of that. But I truly learned every pregnancy is different, which is another reason why I always go back and forth about having another child, because I don't want to have a pregnancy and then it just be so bad. And I know that's like terrible, but Bug spoiled me because she was easy. Like, I even had a stomach virus when I was pregnant with her, like chunking up my guts. I got it from someone at work. So you don't go to work sick. Don't send your kids to school sick. You don't go to work sick, because that's what happened. I was 6.5 months pregnant with a stomach virus, throwing up everything. That child was still kicking and playing and having a good time. I went to the doctor. She was fine. Like, it was crazy. I was so scared that she wasn't eating enough and she wasn't getting enough because I was literally throwing up everything, water, crackers, all that. Best parenting advice you can give. Everybody's advice is not for you. Take their advice with a grain of salt. because what worked for them may not work for your child. What worked for your child may not work for somebody else. So I have learned that parenting, I've learned, is kind of a learn as you go, trial and error, just like anything else. My daughter is 4 now, and it's still things that I try and don't try, and things that I move around and shift around, because as she gets older, now this doesn't work, we have to find something else. Birth control or tubes tied. I love my birth control, and my birth control loves me. That is my favorite line. I have said this line even before I had kids. I love my birth control, and my birth control loves me. Am I a chill mom or a strict mom? I'm in between. I don't tolerate disrespect or lying. I'll let a lot of stuff slide, but disrespect and lying is the two things that gets Bug in a lot of trouble, as well as her brothers when they're down. But luckily, I don't have too much of a problem with that. So I appreciate that from my babies, because I know one of them faithfully watches my video. So hey, boo-boo. Punishment, timeout, or popped. I do all three. And it just depends on what the situation is that she has done or they have done. So that determines if it's going to be a timeout, a pop, or a type of punishment. Do you sneak and eat snacks? I have eaten a whole McDonald's meal in my car before. Oh my gosh, it was chicken nuggets, french fries, and a Dr. Pepper, I think. I was cooking. I was cooking dinner. Those people that know me, I cook every day or every other day unless it's leftovers, but pretty much I cook every day. 7 days out of the week, I'm cooking 6. Mostly 7, but unless I'm just being lazy, I'll cook 6. So I was starving. I didn't get to take a lunch that day. And all of the babies were at home with Dad. And I was starving. So I sat in the car at the park and ate chicken nuggets. Oh gosh, my boyfriend sees this. I can hear him now. Oh my gosh. So for real, you sit at the park? Yeah, I did. I sat at the park. We stay close to a park. And so I left McDonald's and sat at the park and ate, and then I went home and unloaded the groceries and cooked for them. But I was starving. I hadn't eaten all day, and I didn't want to eat McDonald's in front of them, and I hadn't gotten them anything. I don't like doing that. Do you make separate meals for hubby or kids? Hell no. 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 Unless with Bug, because she's still young, like my fancier pasta meals that have all kinds of stuff going on with them, I'll fix her hot dogs. But for the most part, you're going to eat what I cooked. I don't have time for, I'm not going to make separate meals. She's not allergic to anything. Her brothers are not allergic to anything. So I don't need to cook special meals. I feel like I was growing up, you either ate it or you went to bed hungry. And that's kind of where I am. You're either going to eat it or you're not going to eat. So the oldest, he has an issue with broccoli, but he eats it. Middle boy, he pretty much eats anything. Now, if I'm making burgers and somebody doesn't want tomato or pickles or whatever, yeah. But I'm not fixing a whole nother meal. Like, you got me messed up. Like, no, that's not me. For you guys that do it, that is on you guys. Great for you, but I wasn't raised like that. My great-grandmother would look down on me and probably send a lightning bolt down on me if I cooked a separate meal for the kids and for me and him, you know. Now, if we're going out to eat, then yeah, they'll get pizza, we'll get something else or whatever. Like if we're just grabbing something quick to eat, yeah, I will do that. Long as it's within the same area. I'm not driving all over town because you want this and you want this. And the kids are going to eat more than likely pizza, and then we eat Whataburger. And people from Texas understand why I say they get pizza and we eat Whataburger, because if all 5 of us go to Whataburger, it's going to be about $60. And then they're going to be picky about what's on their burger. Somebody's not going to want a burger. Somebody's going to want nuggets and this and that and that and that. And pizza makes everybody happy. So, and I love Little Caesars. Makes me happy. So that's pretty much all the questions for the mommy tag. But I love kids. Like, my job deals with kids. I'm not a teacher, but I do have to go in the classroom sometimes. I do help the parents do things, help them with their goals and stuff, but I love the kids. Like, I love that my office is in a daycare where my daughter goes, so that's great. So I get to see her all day, and I get to interact with the different children all day. I get to interact with my 40 students in my program, and I get to basically see them grow up. Like, a lot of kids enter my program at 6 weeks old, and when they leave, they're 3. So I'm seeing them go through important stages in their life. They're crawling, the walking, the teeth, the first words, and the trying new foods and all that, and I love it. And I've always loved kids. I've always wanted to do things with kids. And I think that's why things happen the way they did for me to end up where I am. And I love it. Like, I love children. I love to see their faces. I love, like, I buy them little things sometimes. Not all the time, but sometimes. Or I'll take my iPad down there sometimes and I'll let them watch cartoons. And, like, I love it. Like, I love kids, y'all. And I know people expect me to have a whole bunch of kids. I love kids. But I also knew when I was growing up and I was going through college and after college and I was working, I wasn't ready. I was selfish and I wanted to just be able to get up and go out. If I wanted to go to the club, I was going to the club. If I wanted to go to a bar, I was going to a bar. And, you know, when you have kids, it's kind of like you can't just get up and go. You got to line up babysitters. You got to make sure you got snacks and food. You got to make sure you got clothes. Car seats are where they need to be. And you trust the person to watch your child. Because the list of watching my child is about that big. And it's pretty much family, close friends. Jada doesn't go a lot of places. I'm one of those paranoid moms. I still let her do stuff, but I don't know, when it comes time for spending the night and stuff, I don't know how I'm going to deal with that. I went to Colorado for a vacation one time and left her with my mom for 5 days, and my mom basically told me to stop calling. She's like, aren't you on vacation? I was like, yeah, but what is my baby doing? And she was only a year old at the time, and I was just, my baby, I missed my baby. Well, no, she may have been 2. She may have been 2. I'm getting ready to turn 2. She was getting ready to turn 2. And they were like, stop calling. Like, it got to the point they stopped answering. And, of course, that freaked me out. So I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing? You have my child. I'm in a whole nother state. Like, Colorado is like 2-3 states from Texas, depending on which way you're going. And I was just like, oh. And we were gone for 5 whole days. My boyfriend was like, she's fine. Will you stop calling? Can we go eat now? But, yeah, so when she gets older and it's time for school and stuff. Not school, but spending the night and stuff. Like, even now, like, I go check on her. And her teacher is amazing. Kudos to Miss T, man. She is amazing. But it's just something like, and since I'm here, you know, I have to walk past her to go to the bathroom. So I'll, like, peek in and see what she's doing. And then, you know, at the end of the day, she's like, Mama, you were looking at me. And I was like, yeah, I was just making sure you're okay, you know. And if the boys were here, it'd be the same thing. I'd be down there seeing what they were doing and all that. So, yeah. So thanks for letting me ramble while I'm waiting on them to fix my internet and stuff. Appreciate you guys. Have a great day.